Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Lucretia Slater, and I am the founder of Authentically Me. So tonight, I'm just gonna sit and talk to y'all for a few minutes about a woman's worth. Now, I'm gonna pull out some handy dandy notes here because I'm gonna make sure I don't miss anything. But before I continue, I just want to say that I'm thankful to collaborate with such an amazing young woman. Ariel Brown is her name. Her and I decided to collaborate this month, during the month of love, because we figure what better way to express love than to discover what our worth is. So I would say probably the middle part of last month up until now, we have been discussing the topics, various topics within what a woman's worth is. Because see, I think many times we have an idea as ladies, we have an idea of what our worth is. But we start digging around. As we start digging around, we begin to realize, you know what? Maybe I really don't know. And that's cool. That's okay. Because a lot of us, myself included, I thought I knew what my worth was until I went through a series of things that led me to see, yeah, your thinking is all tore up. So tonight, I'm just going to sit and talk a few minutes about some defining moments in my life that really made me realize that I was better than what I thought I gave myself credit for. So, a defining moment for me was, and I'm gonna be a bit transparent. That's, to me, that's the best way that I can be, because I feel that transparency helps usher the next woman into her healing, her recovery, her freedom from her own bondage, stuff like that. So I am going to be a bit transparent. But my defining moment came when I was involved with a guy that I shouldn't have been in. He was in a relationship, and I was just strumming along because, I thought, well, there's no strings attached. I'm in control of the situation and I have the power. And, I just thought that I was on top of things. But everything came crashing down. And when I tell you that I almost lost my mind, I'm not just saying that as a figure of speech. I literally almost lost my mind. And when I hit rock bottom, well, I had already hit rock bottom. But when I started scratching at the bottom of the barrel and I could see beneath the bottom of the barrel and I'm still digging, that's when I knew, no, this cannot be the sum of what my life is. And at that point, now I had a successful career. I was a single parent at the time because I had not long before divorced my daughter's father. And, on the outside, everything was looking good. My life was what it should have been. But on the inside, I was tormented. Even before I got to that defining moment, I was tormented. But somehow I managed to push those thoughts aside just to continue to gratify my flesh and to continue to, what I thought, fill that void. And I was like, this can't be the sum of what my life was. So after a painful conversation with my daughter, because I tell you, in the midst of, it's like, I don't know, everything just started to implode. Again, not explode, because on the outside I was still doing good. I was this functioning dysfunctional person. You know how you see those people who are functioning alcoholics, functional drug users? Well, that's what I was. I was functionally depressed, functionally miserable, functionally dysfunctional. And after this painful conversation that I had with my then 10-year-old daughter, I said, you know what? I have to do something, because if I don't, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose all my dignity. I'm going to lose everything, including my daughter. So I self-enrolled myself into a mental health facility. And I began to do the work. Actually, I'm not even going to take that credit. God began to do the work through counselors. I eventually started going back to church. He started to do the work in my life. He started to pull up everything that was just wrong, everything that was toxic, everything that has started to rot my core. God started to pull that stuff up. And in the midst of him pulling all that stuff up and out of me, he began to show me what my worth was. He began to show me. He began to let me let me define for you what your worth is. Because the way you've been doing it, daughter, the way you've been seeing it and describing it, it's been all warped, all tore up and messed up. So let me come in and let me show you what you're worth. And he showed me. He took me all the way back to the cross. All the way back. And one thing that I want to make clear is that I don't ever want to get to a point, no matter if I'm making a video, no matter if I'm writing a blog, I don't ever want to get to a point where I don't point back to God as my origination of discovery, of my new life, of everything. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here making this video for you. So I just want to, put that out as a little disclaimer. Everything I do and everything I say, it may not be scriptural all the time, but it will definitely point back to God because he is the source and my origination of who I am. But it took me back to the cross, literally. There was a divine exchange that took place, a life for a life. And over the course of those 3 years, I began to redevelop my mind. I began to renew my mind. I began to change my perspective. I began to change my thoughts, my habits, everything about me, it transformed. And everything that was what I thought was garbage and trashy and useless, God qualified every bit of it so that it could be put to good use, not just for myself, but for someone else. And so through a series of counseling, through a series of prayer, that's what got me excuse me, I'm sorry.
Mom, I turned the fan off because I'm not cold anymore.
Okay. Excuse me, that was my little one. But that's what got me to the place where I became so confident in who I am as a woman, in my worth. I mean, nobody can tell me nothing. I'm not trying to sound cocky, but nobody can tell me nothing. Nobody could tell me otherwise. Oh, well, you this and you that. Okay, well, you know what? You have your opinion. You're entitled to that. But I know who I am. So that was a defining moment for me. And what I want to say to that woman who may be in search of her own defining moment, who may be in search of her definition of what her worth is, just understand that you weren't placed here on this earth by accident. Understand that your very existence will be put to good use. You may not have discovered what your purpose is. You may not be walking in the truth of who you are right now, but it's not too late. If you're sitting here and you're watching this video, please understand that there is hope for you. Understand that you were created for a purpose, on purpose, with a purpose. We aren't the ones who qualify the messed up, broken pieces of our lives. God does that. So many times we take and we compare our lives, or we compare our experiences to what the world says, to standards, to all these false impressions of what we're supposed to be. But understand that none of that matters. It's all null and void. When you get to a place where you don't have nothing else to give, I hope that you won't have to get to that place of desperation. But if you get there, or if you're already there, know that there is still hope. This is coming from a woman who has been there, done that. I got the t-shirt, the coat. I got the whole outfit. Put it that way. I have the whole outfit. And lastly, I want to say this. Get whatever help you need. If you are in a place of brokenness, get whatever help you need, whether it be from a trusted pastor, a trusted friend, a mature friend. That's another story. But a mature friend or even therapist. Don't let anybody talk you out of receiving the help that you need from whatever source that may come from. Because that's what it took for me. And that's what it takes for many of us. However that looks for you to get yourself right and get yourself back on the right path so that you can be on the path to discovering what your worth is. Do it. Do it. Surround yourself by women who are going to hold you up. Not women who are going to be, yes, yes, man. Oh, yes, yes, yeah. The amen and yes corner. No. You don't need those in your life. If you do, I'm sorry, but you need to start qualifying your circle. You need to start qualifying your circle. You need to get yourself surrounded by some strong women who can hold you accountable, who are willing to tell you, girl, you know you wrong. You know you don't need to be doing that. You know you shouldn't be, you know you wrong. You need to get yourself surrounded by some of those women. You need to get yourself surrounded by some women who are strong, some women who are going to hold you up, show you some tough love if you need it. Because see, in an effort for you learning who you are and learning your worth, sometimes you're going to have that tough love in your corner. It's not to make you look bad and break you down, but it's to build you up. It's to mature you. It's to teach you so that when you do grow and you learn who you are and you learn your worth, that next young woman to come alongside you, you'll be able to pour into her what was poured into you. So I hope that you get something out of this. I really do. It's an ever learning process. None of us have arrived. None of us have come to the point where we fully got it together, myself included. Every day is a new day of discovery. But I am so humbled and so privileged to be on this journey, to be in this process. So we hope that you continue the conversation, even beyond the month of February. We hope that you continue the conversation of a woman's worth. Again, my organization is Authentically Me, and we talk about stuff like this. It's a movement. It's a movement to get away from the negative mindsets, the negative patterns, and the negative habits, and into a new realm of thinking and doing life. So I want to encourage you, to check down in the comments box, and you will see my website, www.authenticallyme07.com. Go to the website, check it out, subscribe. We definitely want to hear from you. If you have any comments, any questions, I'm pretty sure Ariel will leave all of my information down in the description box. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And until we meet again, because I'm pretty sure we will, I will talk to y'all later, and y'all have an amazing day, journey, whatever you want to call it. Just have an amazing day. Later, guys.